Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to this part one of the Tamiya 135th scale light tank, the M5A1. So without further ado, let's get down to this, see how I got on. So here we are, guys. We're at the desk, as you can see, and I'll just show you how far I've got on. So basically, uh, I put a red line through when I've done something. So basically, I put on the running gear, put on the back plate and all these wee bits and bobs, torn eyes, etc. I have to say this was really good to put on. There was no fiddly wee bits. It was all good, chunky. That's a wee bit off square. That one. I suppose that one as well. Okay. Put on the hedge cutter, etc. So I kept all the wheels. All the wheels are free, so that's good. Um, this I think this is a driving cog, isn't it? Drive sprocket. Beg your pardon. So that goes on. That's a wee bit looser than this one. That's quite a neat fit. I want to try and keep them all moving so that I can get the tracks on. The only thing that doesn't move is these wee rollers here. But um, progress. I'm well pleased with that, the way that's coming along. So just leave that there at the moment. So moving on now to the upper hull of the vehicle. So started putting the wee grab handles on there. Hopefully you can pick that up on the camera. They went in nicely. And about to put on this front plate. Um, so that I think it goes on like that. Now I'm not sure of the fit here. I think that's a bit big because it hooks in here. See there at the bottom. So that hooks in like that, and then it seems to be proud. You see that? It seems to be proud. So I don't know whether something's holding it back. I wonder, could it be those wee notches? Anyway, I'll have a look at that in due course. So I'm going to fit that on, and then I'll put all those other wee bits and pieces on. So let me get on with that, guys, and I'll see you soon. Cheers. Hey guys. Just a further update on the wee Tamiya M5 light tank, 135th scale. So finished off the upper hull. Got all the wee bits and bobs on that, and the tools, etc. So the next stage would be then to either put on these skirts. Let me see if I can just show you. Try and fit. I think that one. Let's use this one. So this just pops on here like that. There's a bit of a good mounting position for it there, and then just snaps in there and just tack it to the side of the hull. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave them off. The instructions tell you to put them on. Let's see what tell you to put them on here, but I'm going to leave them off, and the reason is that um, when I put on the upper hull and them skirts are on, you can't get at the tracks to get them on over the wheels because this will be closed off. So I'm going to leave them off the end, and that'll maybe help me do a bit more weathering in here if I can. Um, and just make life a wee bit easier for me. The tracks are these plastic. I like these tracks. I know a lot of guys don't like them, but I just find them very very easy to deal with. You just pop them in like that, heat that up, and that'll seal that, and a perfect join. And then you can do a wee bit of weathering on it. There's not great detail on it, as if you can see, it's just sort of flat. Um, I don't know where that's the actual tracks the way it would be from the picture art there. It seems to be as it's not that side because that's the side goes around the wheels. But anyway, there you are, guys. So I'll try and get this together, and then once we do that, I'll put the top hull onto the bottom hull, and then the next step will be onto the turret, and we'll be more or less done then, and then the fun bit starts again. Okay, guys, thanks. Hello everyone. Welcome to a further update on this part one of the WWII U.S. M5A1. As you can see, good progress made now. So got the, oh, it's not glued in yet. So got the upper hull glued on to the top of the bottom hull. Happy with that, and all the wee bits and bobs put on, all good. All the hatches are closed. Just finished off the turret there. Yeah, happy enough. Got everything done and that, and all the wee bits and pieces. The wee machine gun port and all the other bits and pieces. Bit of an issue here with the hatches. Why you can pick that up. This one here didn't seem to sit bed well, but you can see it's a wee bit out of line there. It's pushed right back the hinges, but I don't know what's going on there. Aerial antenna put in. What I hope to do is then do a wee bit of guitar string or something like that, fine, or a bit of sprue, and get that all done up. I I put my gunner together, and what I decided to do was to keep the arms off, because the position he holds. I just show you this is the position here. Hopefully you can pick that up. Now you can see where his hands are. They're up against his face there. So it's not that I am great at doing figures, but I think it might be easier if his arms are out of the road when I'm doing that part of the uniform and his face, etc. So we'll leave that to later on. I haven't started the mortar crew yet. Not sure what to do about that. I was hoping to maybe do a wee base and put it on sort of a wee vignette type thing. But basically, that's part one. That's the construction done, guys. As explained earlier, there, I'm leaving the skirtings off until I get the tracks on. So the end of part one. Thanks for watching. Next part, look out for it if you like. I'm gonna do the painting, prime it up. Paint schemes. One paint scheme. Traditional. Um, Traditional olive drab. Um, might do a wee bit more research and see what we can come up with. Maybe a bit of camouflage just to give it a bit of variety. But anyway, there you are, guys. Thanks for watching. And happily modeling. Subscribe there. Cheers. Thumbs
Hi
up,
guys.
thumbs down.
So welcome back to the desk, or rather, should I say, welcome back to the spray booth. I don't have a camera apparently set up here, so I'm just on my phone at the moment. I'm just priming the M5 Stuart by Tamiya, and I'm trying this stuff out here. This Army Painter colored primer. As you can see, I've done the turret, and let me just unclip it. And quite pleased the way that's turned out. Hopefully, oh, don't know what that was. Nothing important, but I shed a bit more light on this subject, hopefully. So I've done that the other day, and I'm pretty pleased the way that's turned out. That's pretty good. Happy the way that's turned out. I don't know what those marks are there. Maybe that's where I put too much on it. But anyway, that's ready for painting now. So excuse me. So what I want to do now is then I'm going to do the and there's that cog keeps falling off. I want to keep it loose. I don't want to glue it on, because it'll help me put the tracks on. So I've got the tank, or the whole the main body of the vehicle ready for priming. So as I say, I'm using this stuff here. So give it a bit of a shake. If you can get the cap off. So I just want to show you what I'm doing with this. This stuff goes down really well. So let's put on the blower, or the fan, should I say, and off we go. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing here. Quite a bit of a smell off it now, but goes down really, really nice. Oh, there's the wheel off again. Not too fussed about that, to be honest. Just trying to cover everything. Just let that sit for a minute. And then need a wee through the cog. Let that sit. So there you are. There you are, guys. Pretty neat, pretty nice. Goes down quite smooth. Nice texture all over the vehicle. So I'll let that just sit there and dry out for a minute, and then I'll do the rest of the vehicle. Cheers.
Hey guys, welcome back to the desk. Just for a further update, so basically finished all off the primer on the vehicle, varnished it, and then I put a coat of hairspray over it. Uh, Varnished that, protected, because I want to try and do some chipping later on. So done the tracks as well, and those wee skirts they have been done. So what I'm doing now, because the sort of says that olive drab, I think, isn't it olive drab? It's not very exciting. Let me see, olive drab. Do I have it here to hand? Bear with me. Yeah, olive drab. So XF 62 is going to go all over the vehicle. But what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to put some weight down first to sort of, so it won't be so stark. So I've started the turret. So just very random, no particular order. And what I'll do then, once that dries off, I'll put over a coat of the olive drab, and it should show some sun fading. Not a brand new tank then, if you know what I mean, just out of the factory, but something that's been around for a while. So do that all over the vehicle. And then I can maybe start a bit of weathering with the chipping, particularly with this hedge cutter type of thing and around the fenders. And I don't want to show it as a working vehicle, if you like. So that's the plan. So just bear with me, and I'll show you what I'm doing. So if I just demonstrate it so basically we don't have panels, so I'm just basically putting blotches around the vehicle. No particular order or size or anything, just so I've got the pressure way down low, and the mix there with that XF1 white and thinner is about 50-50. And just pulling back on the trigger. So this is something that you need to get used to, a bit of practicing, I would say. I'm still practicing. So you can see the effect I'm trying to do there. So do some down the side. Just very random. Doesn't have to be accurate or anything like that. But hopefully, then when we put the olive drab on it, it'll get the desired effect we're after. Well, hopefully. These things tend to go a bit awry. But anyway, I thought I would just show you that, guys. So let me crack on with that. Cheers. Right, guys. So there you are. I've finished off the vehicle, the whole vehicle now. So I'm gonna let that dry for a while. Shouldn't be too long, and then put the olive drab on. Okay. Cheers. Right, guys. So started putting on the olive drab. So I don't think it's turned out the way I would have hoped. Hopefully you can see that in the turret. I wanted the paint to be faded, but I don't think that has come out as I'd hoped. The white isn't coming through. Bit of a shame. So I started on the tank itself. Um, you can maybe pick up. I don't know whether the camera will pick it up in this light, but on the deck it seems some of it maybe come through. I just wanted to do the upper deck to see how that would work out. I think some at the front as well. Hopefully I can pick it up, but I'll just So I just have to put some more paint in the paintbrush and then finish that off, or paintbrush, the airbrush, and then finish it off. But that's a bit disappointing now, so I'm not sure what I've done. But any tips or hints or better ways to do it, that'd be greatly received. But so that's basically the part two, the painting finished. So hopefully you've got something out of that. If not, wait, look out for part three. I'll try a bit of weathering. Going to do that chipping and maybe do some other techniques to sort of make it old looking. And I'll see you then. Thanks for watching. Cheers. Bye bye. Hey everyone. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to this part three on the Tamiya 135th scale M5A1 WWII Stuart. So this is part three. Bit of weathering, bit of chipping, and maybe it'll probably be the final reveal. So without any further ado and waffling from me, let's jump down the desk and see how we get on. Okay, guys. So here we are. We're at the desk. So um, if you recall, in part two, I primed and then put the olive drab on. And then before that I'd done some hairspraying and to try some chipping. So this is the turret, as you can see. And what I've done now at the back end here, I think I've went a bit too enthused there, if that's a correct phrase. But you can see at the front there where I've tried to, hopefully the camera can zoom in on that. And then I've done that on the tracks as well, these spare tracks. So not great, not it's not great, but it'll do, it'll do for my purposes. But on the whole, then I'm sort of working my way through it. A good example, again, a wee bit over enthused here, but a good example would be the edges here. And oh, yeah, I thought that one of the wee handles came off, so I meant to put that back on again. So just by way of demonstration, what I've done is, so I've got a bit of water and I use these here. These are I think these are used for drill bits. So these are wire brushes. So you would put that in and let it border around. So what I do is, so drop of water. Now this should activate the hairspray, or sorry, um, rub the paint away. So you can see there. Now I'm not doing much pressure there, just slight pressure, and that should see. So that brings up the oxide underneath it. So that's what I've been doing around different parts of the vehicle. So for example, this wee hinge, just give it a. I'm not rubbing hard now, guys. Just a bit of pressure, and that comes up like that. So just I'll try. I'm not going to bore you with this, guys. So I'll just do this edge. Hopefully it'll work for me. Yeah. So that's nice there. So just dry that off. So you see you're getting a bit of it. So that's what I've been doing. I've been going around, just where the crew would be climbing aboard the tank. What I'll do now is I'll go around bits of the wheels here and the running gear and do a wee bit more, a few more edges, and then I'll start on the tracks and get them painted up to get these skirts on. These going like that. So I'm gonna be I wonder, I can't remember, does that go? I think they go like that. Yeah. So I'll maybe do a bit of chipping there as well. So once I've done that, then what I'll do is varnish that, and then I'll put on the decals and then varnish that, and then we'll try a wee bit more weathering and we'll see from there. So let me crack on with that, guys. Cheers. Okay, guys, back at the desk now. So I've put a bit of a wash around the main body of the tank. Um, After I put on the decals, there's meant to be a star here, but my clumsy hands touched it and it just came off. So and it was unrecoverable. So I finished off the sort of chipping and damage, if you like, or wear and tear that maybe the tank would have had with the crew. Um, done the running gear as well. So what I've done then is once I've varnished that, let that dry, and I put some enamel wash around it just to darken up the all the wee all the wee crevices that cause some shadow. I think it's okay. It's dulled it down a wee bit. I'm trying to make it look as realistic as possible. So what I've done, I haven't done the turret yet. So I'll just I'll just show you what I did. Um, so a wee small brush, you get the cover of it. Uh, just to dip in, and hopefully you can see this now. So just around the edges, and the capillary action then will drag it in, and it just darkens it up, so to form sort of shadows type of thing. And if I put too much on, then I can get some thinners and go over it and take it off where I don't want it. So hopefully you can see this. So if I just touch it, it just guides it way around it, and it gives a really nice effect. Do one more for you. So just pop it in there. I see the way it crawls along there. That's really good. So I'll continue that process around the turret to darken it up. And then I'm gonna put in the aerial at the back here. Now I'm just using a bit of a guitar string here actually. And so what the plan is just to it just pops in there. Hopefully you can just move the mic out of the way. Sorry guys. Just pops in there. Hopefully you can see that. The camera focuses on it. So just wee touch of glue and I'll just pop that in. And oh, I think it's the right scale for it. I have another piece of wire. I think it might be a bit thick. It's an orbiter cable. Yeah, it's actually a better fit as it just jams in there. He says. Yeah. So hopefully you can see that. Um, that looks quite thicker than the other one. I think the other one's maybe better off to scale, so I might use that. I won't put it on yet. I'll wait till I'm completely finished. But there you are, guys. That's the sort of process we're on. Finished up the machine gun. I'm quite happy the way that's turned out. Um, so I just put a bit of brass in there and to sort of give the compression of bullets. So then that will go on the wee cradle and sit in here. And my man's all ready. So yeah, so good progress. Once I finish off this sort of wash, and then I'm going to put on these light dust deposits and just basically just cover, especially the running gear along here. Just dust all that up and over the tank as well. Just a light dusting, uh, just to just to give it a bit of wear and tear. So I'll see you in a bit. Bye, guys. Thanks. Guys, so back at the desk. So I put on some of that dust onto the underside. I don't know whether that's too much there. I know on the front here it's too much. So what I'm trying to do, I've got some odorless thinners here in a wee jar, and what I'm doing is I just dampen a brush, and I suppose hopefully you can see this. So what I'm doing is I'm just gently brushing it down and basically diluting it. I suppose you could have maybe done this the first time round, and you can see the difference. Right, that's much better now. If I do it on the other side as well to show you. Um, so maybe a lesson is the next time when you're putting on that sort of that, those dust deposits is to maybe thin that or not put so much on the next time. So just just wetting it up again, basically to manipulate it. So, and I think that's giving me a better effect. Um, yeah, so that's good. Maybe do it on the front here as well. Star, so dilute it, just clean it up a wee bit better, not to make it so bad. Yeah, that's a bit better, I think. So there you are. So I'm gonna let that dry and I think between the tracks or sorry the underside and the rolling gear, I think I'll leave that. That's okay. But what I'll do now is I'll do the upper hull the same method, but I'll maybe dilute the this dust and dirt deposits, late dust and dirt deposits. So or maybe just do what I was doing and then let it dry and then do what I've done here and see how we get on. All right, guys. Cheers. Yes. So welcome back to another update. Um, so let me just give you a wee bit of a background. So as I left off, I'd sort of done the upper hull with that light dust deposits. This one here from AK. Um, and I think that's pretty where I wanted to go to. I then put on the skirts, these side panels, put the tracks on first, and then put the skirts on. And I have to say that was quite difficult to get them on. As you can see, bit of a gap here at the back. Don't even know whether I could maybe glue that, but I had to use super glue to get that on. There was some fixing points, but they were quite flimsy. So that was a bit of a job. And then I done the same again with the light dusts. So you're pretty happy the way it's turned out. Mate, that doesn't look too natural. I tried to do a bit of staining, but I'm not too sure that's come out as well as I'd hoped. But generally, yeah, I'm happy the way that part of the vehicle's turned out. Then done the same on the turret. Done the same thing. Um, after the chipping, um, put the aerial on. I was trying to use this thinner version. Um, now it's just a bit of a guitar string. And I had it on and then it got knocked off, but could I get it back on again? Not a chance. So I tried to drill a wee hole and sort of pin a bigger part, bit of a bigger, sorry, a bigger piece of guitar string and it seems to have hold. I then mounted the machine gun. Um, yeah, so a bit of copper there to show off the bullets. So hopefully now what I'll do is I'll stick that all together and then I'll put our gunner on at the back. Hopefully that'll all go according to plan. So basically that's basically we're there now, guys. I'll maybe put up a few pictures at the end and show you what it looks like finished. I was even thinking of maybe a bit of a touch, bit of twigs in between the hedge cutter here. That might be a bit of effect. But there you are, guys. Look, thanks very much for watching. If you've made it this far, and I'll see you. This will be the final reveal then, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks now. Bye.